No, we were off Friday, so it would have been Thursday, and I wasn't around Thursday, so I don't know what it would have been.
Oh, I'm thinking like last day of work for me. So yeah, Thursday. Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up?
Thursday. I didn't notice. I mean, I was so gone from working so much this week. I did not notice a damn thing Thursday. That's really interesting, though.
Or unless the task was so hard that like no one decided to try.
I mean, I guess we just have to assume that they like did try and just failed.
Yeah.
I would assume. So, like, is there anything anyone noticed at all? Anything suspicious behavior wise, or someone trying like to say or do something or
Well, I guess Thursday everyone was kind of leaving any room I entered into, so I don't know. Oh, because I
I
was
don't.
the vote, like part of the vote.
Yeah, I don't. Nothing stuck
Could
out to me
it
at all. At
could
all.
it, could it be something with the rooms?
I don't even write down what names they are.
My guess, like I just was watching Secret Millionaire and they did that thing where it was like you had to get people to say a song title or you had to get people to say something. And
Hmm.
so I almost think that's what it would have been. But I wasn't around, but that seems that seems unlikely.
I feel like nobody asked me to say anything though. Like no one.
Yeah.
There wasn't like a. Oh, that was weird. Nothing for me. So that's what I'm asking everyone else.
I feel like if anything stuck out, I would have remembered. I would have remembered something sticking out that wasn't like of the norm. It felt like a normal round, you know?
So am I understanding this correctly that the shields were meaningless because they had no ability to try to kill someone? Like they
Oh, I
Oh,
guess maybe
oh shit.
if you were part of the challenge, then the shield would get you out of that challenge.
yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
Now that was, he said, in lieu of, so Thursday's murder, in lieu of that, they opted to, because there's no murder Thursday, they opted to do this challenge for today, but they had to complete a task. Why was there no murder today though? That wasn't explained, right?
Oh, I didn't realize they said it was
Or
I
was
think
the
it's because they failed.
was the challenge like during Thursday's live night for today?
So then still Thursday's no murder is its own thing.
That's how I read.
Okay. I
that's
just
how
didn't know
I
if it was, I
understood
didn't know
it.
if it was
I see what you
Thursday's
mean.
murder or today's murder. That was,
I think it's for today's murder.
That's how I understood it.
so then Thursday still could have been a recruitment.
Mhm.
Possibly.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Well,
That's so weird. So they had to have done something. It probably had to be something blatant, something where everybody would see that it would be out in the open.
I'm so
You know?
mad that there was like something there and I just, I didn't notice it. Or again, maybe like Victoria said, they didn't attempt it.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
maybe the task was so blatant that they didn't.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's hard to believe that they wouldn't try to kill though. Like that just gives us another but I guess we're doing such a good job of doing their work for them that it doesn't matter. But
But I think here's my contribution to it. I feel as if they thought they were in at least a little bit of trouble because the only goal of that other than just murdering is to focus it on three people as opposed to having everybody in play.
mhm.
Yeah.
So if they were able to pick the three people, I would think that they think that they're possibly in trouble or one of the traitors are in trouble. Because if you weren't, why would you do that? Why would you just not murder?
Oh, so you think they
It's
had
a
the choice
choice.
between either the challenge or a normal murder?
That's what it sounded like when he was explaining it to me. Am I
Well,
wrong?
he made it sound like this was in place of a normal murder. Like they
I
had.
thought they chose it though, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Because like, why won't you just go for the straight kill? You know, I feel like that's less complicated. Just if they had a choice, I would choose the straight kill. I mean, that's obvious. You know, just
I would only if I were like my name's not out there, I wasn't in trouble, blah 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 blah. But again, maybe they're protecting one of the traitors because their name is a potential
uh,
going forward, is what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
I guess the other issue is if it's a skill-based challenge, like a trader can't guarantee that like they're gonna win the challenge. Like
Oh, you're saying if they put themselves in there?
yeah, they can't guarantee.
Yeah, how would that work? Because if they put themselves in there and they can't, maybe it's individual, so you wouldn't know who scored the worst or something. You know what I mean? Like he took you into a breakout room separately, and then he just announces who did the worst. But it might be like there has to be rules behind it. Like you could only put one traitor in there or something like that.
But what would
Yes.
happen if the traitor loses the challenge?
It would automatically go to the non-traitor, is what I'm assuming. You know what I mean? So I'm like, but
Got you.
but if you put two in the challenge, two traitors, then you're like immediately eliminating that third person. So it seems like there would have to be a rule in place where you could only put one traitor, because you couldn't not put a traitor. If that was a rule, then that would give stuff away, right? So there had to have been a rule where you could or you couldn't. If it played out, it would have given us some information.
But it's interesting, like, because it kind of sounds like the challenge is like more of an obstacle rather than an advantage. So
Do you think we're playing the same thing today, but to earn money instead, or is it a different game altogether? You think?
I don't
Well,
know.
that's a good idea.
But I do feel like it sounds more like a disadvantage than an advantage. So I don't know why Phil would make them do a task for this situation.
I know, like
So interesting.
before, you know, like on the Traitors, the show, they've made them like drink a goblet or whatever, and those are
The
pretty
poison, yeah.
obvious. So I just wonder if this is like the org equivalent of that, where it's a you know a direct murder, and it's trying to complicate things, which helps us obviously. Patrice, we're just talking about like the revelation of no kill 3-person challenge that the Traitors failed, and we're trying to figure out if there was anything that anybody noticed that was never mind.
he's
What
gone.
it.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah. Did anyone notice anything in the other room, Patrice, that you came from?
We're basically talking about the same thing, like trying to figure out what went on, and we didn't really understand. Because I haven't watched any season where there's a challenge for the traders, and if they win, they get to kill someone. I've never.
And you're frozen.
I mean, I guess if they hadn't gotten somebody to drink from the glass, for example, on the Traitors show, then they wouldn't have gotten a kill. So I think it's that same type of thing.
Yeah, like they're trying to get someone, but you're probably right. It's probably trying to get someone to say something specific.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like
my guess, but I don't know.
Brad, is it similar to someone to the UK version? Like they have to do something for them to play a game?
I've seen the UK version, but that doesn't immediately ring true. But I've also like kind of wasn't probably paying as close of attention as I should have.
I
Well,
watched
that
the
was a
UK version.
game. That was a game of 4 players playing cards,
Okay.
and at the end, one of them picked the wrong cards, and then they are being voted out. But they were players; they were not necessarily like traders, and
Yeah.
so it doesn't look like it's the same.
And then did it happen in front of everybody?
No,
No.
it's just in front of those 4 people or whatever.
So they
Yeah.
got like called into a
all by
room.
myself.
No, it was like all
Okay,
like
Melissa.
all
Near a
like
church outside, or
they're all together at a table. So I don't know what would have happened at that situation if a traitor was playing that game. What would have happened? I'm not sure. Maybe they would have had to have revealed that they were a traitor or something to the last person, and that person died. I don't know. But like I was saying before, some of you got in here, was I feel like for this game, if it was successful, there would have had to have been a rule that you could only put one traitor in there. You know what I mean? Because if it was 2, then it would automatically be like killing that third person. And it wouldn't be a
Yeah.
challenge for them.
I guess it could automatically kill the third person. The traders would just have to pretend like it was due to the challenge.
If they want to put themselves in there, I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
I
it's
don't, I don't know.
kinda-
I feel like he would have a rule where he would just put like, okay, you're allowed one traitor in this group if you want. You don't have to.
I mean, on the US version, when they picked the coffins, they could have put 2 traders in the 3 coffins and then killed the third person.
yeah,
I don't know. I
true.
don't remember. I
But
don't remember.
True.
But
I mean, again, it's I know it's different, but it's similar, and I feel like
it's like that would be a silly mistake for traitors, because then it's like, why would you not just murder someone in lieu of in doing the challenge?
Hmm.
Because didn't he say where this was? We were
It
talking.
sounded like the challenge was instead of the murder.
See, I thought Victoria thought one thing and I thought the other. I thought Phil was saying that they got to choose, but Victoria thought it was more of like they were told that they have to do this challenge instead of. What did
I
Phil
thought
say?
That's what I understood too.
Which
They
way?
had to do it.
They had to
That
do
they
it.
had to do it. Yeah.
But I wonder if there's any advantage if they go through with the challenge, like some benefit, because it just seems difficult.
I thought he said that they had to mark players.
Yeah. Or I guess I'm saying the whole thing seems like it'd be an obstacle for the traders.
Mhm.
The fact that they have to like potentially reveal themselves and then put people into a challenge.
Mhm.
So I don't know if there was a reward if they like complete all of it,
Like a double murder maybe,
something like that.
because there are a lot of us left.
Like, and have we decided or kind of guesstimated how many traders there even is? Like, what if it's just one person who had to do this challenge?
I just
can't-
don't see there
Way
being one
too
trader. I feel like,
There,
especially
there has to be at least two.
yeah,
I
Like,
think
it
so
just-
too.
yeah. There's no way
Because
there's
one, there's their chances are mathematically too low, and three, that their chances are mathematically really high at that point. So I hope there's only two.
Yeah.
But I
I
would
know.
say two.
I know.
But then
Stick to
I
the.
guess the live night last time no one got murdered, so I wonder if it went from 1 to 2 or 2 to 3. Like if
hope
someone was
Oh, well, that could have happened too.
yeah.
If anything,
Yeah.
2 to 3. I just don't feel like there's. I know last game Stick said that they started with one, and then like if they survive, they were able to like get somebody else. But I just feel like we had Caleb's roundtable and we had Tina's, and so I feel like that I don't think that there'd be one that far into the game. I feel like there had to have been two.
I think so
That
too.
makes sense.
And usually when they recruit another trader, it's because one of them got killed, got eliminated. So, and Caleb, again, I know that I explained my story, and I feel like Caleb was really genuine when he said that he wasn't recruited. So again, that theory to me
Yeah,
doesn't seem really, yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't think, I think that Caleb was telling the truth, and I even defended him at that point.
Are you guys talking about like how many traders we think there are?
Yeah.
We were, yeah.
Do y'all have a guess?
Well, it seems like the consensus is that we're pretty solid on two.
Maybe three, but
Yeah.
I think maybe more towards two.
I hope there's not three. It's hard enough as it is now.
I
before
know.
there's
Three,
like
like
I was
there's
worried.
8 of us.
Yeah.
If there's
Jesus.
3, we're fucked.
Yeah.
That's-
Like,
yeah.
geez.
Because we're down to what, 10 people now with Stick on?
Yeah, and then whoever leaves
And then,
tonight.
yeah, that's 9. And then they're going to be able to kill somebody. That's 8. If there's 3 out of 8 people, like that's a lot.
Well, let's hope that we get one tonight at the round table, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you coming with some suspicions tonight? Are you ready to make some accusations or not yet? I feel like it's going to be really like quiet. People feel it's going to be like, okay, guys, it's time to talk, and people are going to just look at one another and I
Our
don't know,
loss.
Melissa,
at the round table when it's going to be time to actually chat just before the vote. I feel
Yeah.
like no one seems to have a strong lead aside from the one I told you about, but I'm not even sure if it's true at that point. Oh,
Melissa, do you think Stick could have been a trader?
maybe.
Very well. I mean, she'd be amazing at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, we definitely don't discuss the gameplay like privately or anything like that because we both respect the game like that Phil puts forward, right?
Mhm.
And
So
Phil asked us
uh,
not to ask her anyway, so even if
yeah,
we weren't, even if we weren't friend with her per se, like I would not go and ask her
yeah.
about
I
that
mean, she
ever.
totally could be. I mean, like when we first like in a group chat with Phil, like her and I and stuff, like we totally thought each other were and stuff like that, and just teasing each other and stuff like that. But I mean, if she is, that means that's one less traitor we have to find.
That's true. Hey, Patrice, I'm not throwing his name out, but I'm just kind of I thought it was interesting just now because you mentioned Caleb, but I was in a room with Anthony and Caleb, and Anthony and I were talking about catching a traitor, and Caleb said, "Yeah, we just got to get the prize pot up." And for me, like the prize pot getting up is like so far off my radar. Like I'm much more concerned about getting a traitor.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting that
My bad.
Oh, it's
Everybody's leaving, Victoria.